What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, check it out without a doubt. First of all, man, we got a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm going to be down here all night. The wifey made me bring tea down. No sugar either. So, yeah, I feel better. I had a little bit of a headache. No BC powder or anything. I wanted to tell y'all this story, man, but we'll wait to we'll wait to the I'm gonna tell y'all the story of the first time I was in the studio working with somebody like famous or major. His name was, God dang it. Then I know the name too. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Gene Deal breaks silence on Diddy documentary in response to Diddy's baby mom calling him out. What? Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let me make sure everything working. Bush. I can't. Man, get out of here. Hey. I'll go home. Go home, Diddy. Let's check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, the art of download.
Deal. Welcome back, my guy. Been a while, man.
It has been, but I'm here, and I figured that after this 50 documentary, you'll be giving me a call. Told you I ain't turning down nothing but my collar when it comes to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, I had to bring you back. This documentary got everyone talking, man. A lot of people want to know why you wasn't in it, man.
Well, first and foremost, I thought I was going to be in the documentary at first until I started talking to that director. I think her name is Stapleton. I don't know her name. I don't know, man. Me and 50 talked like 45 minutes. The producers had been calling me and everything. So this one night, 50 called me up and, they got him on the phone, man. He was just talking. We was talking about old time shit, sit down with Black Hands, sit down with, with Puff Kids, the whole Puff situation, and this documentary that he's going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I told him that I was going to, have Kirk and Tim. Kirk would be the one who talk about the business part of it. Tim would be the one who talk about the growing up phase with Diddy and everything and over there working in the record industry with him and stuff like that. They was like family. And I was going to talk about, the street stuff, what was going on with Bad Boy, with the security, with Wolf, with the city college.
Rest in peace to Wolf.
The time that I knew about when I was with him up until about early 2004 or something like that. But basically the streets and then the traveling with him and the atmosphere and everything. And then go back into the Notorious Big stuff with the Tupac and the whole 9 yards, all the stuff that I knew. You know what I'm saying? So we was talking and he sounded like, yo, listen to him. They gonna spare no expense with this whole documentary. So I said, all right, cool. So what I did was I spoke to Tim and I spoke to Kirk Burroughs. And I was like, yo, because I had Tim's number. Tim didn't know how to get in touch with Kirk. Kirk didn't know how to get in touch with Tim. But Kirk was trying to tell me, give him the number with the Tim. I said, nah, I ain't doing that. So I gave one of the producers the number in the whole 9 yards to get in touch with Tim because I want to see him get money because I know Tim got a hell of a story with Puff. So then I talked to Tim and I told him, yo, listen here, man, we should go in as a package deal. All three of us, we could tell a hell of a story about this whole documentary. You know what I'm saying? From front to start. Then whatever stuff that they get and everything like that. So yo, let's go in there and ask them for 50 apiece. You know what I'm saying? So Tim was like with it, yo, Gene, whatever, go ahead like that. Kirk was like, yeah, okay, cool, Gene. It was like a general census that we was gonna do this in a whole package deal. You know what I'm saying? And then
And
I
then
started speaking to the producers and
go
everything
ahead.
like that, because 50 had told me himself that they was going to spare no cost in doing this because he wanted to tell the story, and he wanted to tell the story like it was supposed to be told and everything like that. I said, yeah, okay. So then the director, I got to get her name, man, because it don't even sound. I want to put her on blast because she was telling me, you know, she was saying to me that what I was asking for was crazy, and they wasn't spending money like that. I'm talking about you got footage, you got clothing, you got. I was doing footage. I had pictures, all the stuff that I had. You know, you could figure out a way to pay a brother and stuff like that. And then I was telling her about some prices that I've already received, and I had the invoices to show it. And then she was calling me like I was lying. I was like, yo, who do you think you talking to? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about, there's no way nobody paid. Nobody what? I say, first of all you people come with these documentaries and stuff. The first thing you tell me, y'all tell these people out here that y'all don't pay, and y'all pay. If you can make a picture look like $10,000-$15,000, you know what I'm saying? You can sit here and tell me that you're gonna pay me for my time sitting right down here with y'all. You understand? So then, one thing led to another, and I was like, all right, well then, F you. I spoke to 50, and then she said 50, and this is exact words that came out her mouth. 50 does not determine what goes in and go out of this documentary. And he definitely don't pay. He determine what somebody get paid. It's not his documentary like that. I was like, oh, so if it's not his documentary and I spoke to him like that, I don't need to be doing nothing with you because I'm doing this on the strength of him. But you gonna pay me if I do it. So it went back and forth, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, and then they had Kirk Burrows giving me calls and everything like that. What are you calling me for? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Get out of here. I know what kind of dude you is anyway. Me and you cool and everything, Kirk, but don't call me about no business with this stuff like that. And then what I found out is that he was making a deal, cutting a deal for himself as well as Tim.
Damn
you
right.
Understand?
Damn right. These two guys are broke. They need a payday, period. See, Gene he don't need a payday. He making a little bit of money from the YouTube channel, all these interviews. He living nice. He got a little a pension or something. He retired. He got money coming in. He not hurting. These people are hurting. This man said he was living in a what you call it, a home, poor people home. What you call it, a shelter. They ain't going straight. Some pennies come. He probably got $5,000 or $10,000. Shoot, for a broke person, that's some money. Gene, you ain't gonna mess my money up. She said no to you. She gonna say no to everybody, and that's $10,000, bruh. That's what happened. I know that's what happened. Here we go. Is this thing still recording? Oh man, here we go.
And I was trying to get a deal for all three of us. You understand? So that's how them industry cats go. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like this. So then he called me back again, and I told him, like, listen, man, don't you ever call my phone again, Kirk? You know what I'm saying? Because we had got into it about somebody calling him. He told me Groovy Lou called him and wanted to know why Gene's still doing this to Puff and everything like that. And I mentioned it on the Gene Deal show. You understand? I said something. Then he called me back like I was lying. And listen to me, Kurt. Don't call me about what these clowns and these niggas say right here, bro. And especially don't call me talking about what I gotta fix. When in fact, you know what you told me and you know what our conversation was. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing about why I'm not in the thing, the lady was talking greasy to me. She had no right to talk greasy to me. And then she told me that 50 didn't have the power to do anything, but they using his name to like push the whole documentary. And that's what it was about. That's why you don't see a cameo other than the pictures they used of me on the film in the documentary. I got like 3 or 4 pictures in the documentary that I seen of myself. You know, some people say they saw more, but I know three different times where I was certain places and you could actually see me in the documentary, and that's the only thing you're gonna get. But the stories that they told in the documentary, bruh, come on. They could have went a whole lot deeper. They could have did a whole lot more. So I ain't in the documentary because that lady that was the
producer,
director. I think, what's her name?
Sorry.
Alex, well, you know, Alex Stapleton. You know her name, Mighty? Yo, Mighty, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look this up, all right?
He said,
okay. Her name is Alex Stapleton.
Yeah.
The director that I spoke to was Alex Stapleton. She was the one who told me that she was the director, she was the producer, whatever, this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards. And she was talking mad greasy to me. And listen here, it's no matter, after you talk that kind of talk to me, it's no amount of money she could have paid me anyway for me to get in there. You know, my story is more too valuable, you know, getting into depth or getting in depth with this whole stuff. And it would have helped that documentary a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? In actually, they used all the stuff that I told them and did it the way that I was saying do it. Tim Dog started off with the childhood with Puff and the whole 9 yards. Kirk Burrows do the business part, but they was trying to put people in there like Mark Curry and other people to talk about the streets or what was going on, you know, a certain thing. But Mark can only say so much. You know what I'm saying? Because he was an artist, you know, so he wasn't with Puff like I was with him during that time when we was running back and forth here and there and the whole 9 yards. So, you know, Miss Alex Stapleton is the one reason why I'm not in the documentary, but it's all right with me. I've been in a lot of documentaries. I did The Shine, I did the A&E, I did the Discovery Channel, I did the Fox. You know, I've been in a whole lot of different documentaries, and I'm always on the art of dialogue. So the people been getting most of the information from here anyway.
Yeah, man, you always on here, man. Always got to bring you on. So with that being said, man, I want to get right into the documentary, man. How you feel about the documentary, man?
Here we
the
go.
behind the scenes footage they got of Diddy leading up to him getting arrested, and how you feel about all that, man?
Well, what I feel about the documentary, they left a whole lot of key things out. If they was going to do something and they're going to say in the reckoning of Sean Combs, the reckoning, or Diddy, the reckoning and stuff like that, it should have been a lot of people that we lost because of him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't only Big. It wasn't only Tupac. You understand? For the atmosphere that he put those kids in, you got a guy named Anthony Wolf Jones, who was from Bad Boy, from its conception as doing security and being one of the financiers of Puff having to have some money to keep Big and Craig Mack around before he got to Clyde Davis. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't able to tell that story because they didn't have no intel on that story or what went down, or they didn't do their investigations right. Which he also led up to the reason why Wolf ain't here today. You understand? They didn't tell that story. They didn't tell a story about Jessica Rosenbaum, who was at the City College situation. You understand? When it was Puff, Heavy D, and Jessica. You know what I'm saying? Jessica was the reason why those kids lost their life, because she locked the door on those kids running down the steps.
Ooh, Gene,
you understand? You could see her name in a news article, but they didn't mention nothing about her taking place, but they try to put Heavy D, God bless the dead, out there and they put Puff out there. You know what I'm saying? She should have been the main one because she is the one who locked the door on the kids. You understand?
Gene be having he was there. So you gonna get all this, you gonna get the story they way, or you gonna get it, Gene gonna tell you all the stuff they missed. So some female locked the door in the first place. That's why they couldn't. And yeah, I can imagine that happening. Somebody don't know no better. Well, they ain't getting in this way. I'm gonna lock the door, not knowing that they made a big old mistake.
She is the one who locked the door on the kids, and all those kids lost their life. Had she not locked those doors, not one kid would have lost their life. Not one kid would have lost their life. And that's what happened. So the feelings that I have about the documentary, man, it was just old news. And they took a couple of with the footage from Puff from the days that's leading up him to get arrested, and the incidents with the people from the courts, the two people from the courts. So it was nothing new. It was put together pretty good, but it was nothing new that we didn't know. It is nothing new that we didn't know, bro. And they could have did a whole lot better. They could have got into the fact if they was talking about they wasn't going to, they was going to spend some money on it and stuff like that. They could have got into the fact of who actually made that payment, because they put it all in the documentary. Who made that payment to get Tupac eliminated? If that was the payment that they had alluded to. So, like in the documentary, it's all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you watch
the real
once,
deal.
It don't get no second look. It don't get no second take. It ain't nothing like say, yo, I gotta go see that shit again. Nah, not at all. So let me be clear on this, brother, is that I was at City College. You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits, the Rockwilders. You understand? We had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people gonna get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there.
Dang.
And they coming through the front door so people see them. So they gonna go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front. And it caused the door to be bum rushed. But if they had the gates up, if they had the dogs, and with the help of the police, that shit would have never happened, bro. That shit would have never happened. I was there. I saw it. I saw Jessica run down the steps after she grabbed the money box because my man Eddie was protecting her. And Eddie's the one called me on the walkie-talkie and said, yo, Jessica just locked me in outside the gym, Gene. You couldn't go down the steps after they bum rushed the door. You understand? I had to run around the whole gym on the outside, around the gym, down the steps, run across the basketball court, and open the front door. When I opened that one door, because it pushed inside, people start squeezing through that. Then I just kept doing the doors, and people was coming in there, falling dead, right out, just falling out right there. And once they got in there, they just fell out. It was crazy.
So basically, Gene might have saved a lot of people's lives. If he didn't open them doors, imagine how many more people would have got crushed and stomped on and everything. Hey man, I'm gonna need to get in touch with Gene, man. We need to do a documentary, Gene, me and you. And you set the money prices. I don't give a daggone about that. I'm like you, bruh.
Crazy, bro. It was a crazy sight.
That's crazy,
so,
man.
I was there, man. So I knew more than they would put down there in that documentary. And you know what I'm saying? You even see me when Puff is standing up right there. You see me down there trying to do CPR on somebody, and that was a 17-year-old kid that died, bro. That was a 17-year-old kid that died. I knew his brother. His brother was sitting there crying, talking about, my mama gonna kill me. This is the first time I ever took my little brother anywhere.
Terrible, man. Who do you put the blame on for that whole City College thing? Do you put it all on Diddy, or is it more people that played a part?
Well, I think Puff cutting security for the outside is a big part. Second of all, the college should have had their security there, and you didn't see none of the college security. And the college should have let the police department know that it was a function of that magnitude that was coming. So it's Diddy and the college and the security and the school.
To get into this documentary, man, because I want to get your point of view, man, and I want you to break it down. It's one part in here where Eric Sermon, he told a story about how he was in the car with Misa, and Diddy caught him in the car, and Diddy swung on him. You seen that part?
Well,
that was dumb.
Eric Sermon said that Puff swung on him and invited him, and he invited Puff to go around the corner. But that
was the stupidest story. I would have never told somebody that story. Somebody swing on me, and then I'm gonna let him get in my car. Well, because I'm a gentleman. You swing on me, and I'm gonna let you get in my car to take you around the corner so we can do something else. And then he play a tape, and we over there jamming to the tape. That is the most stupidest bullshit that I ever heard. That's the most stupidest story I ever heard, man. I'm noticing that a lot of people that's in the music industry don't have it all upstairs. They ain't wrapped too tight.
Eric Sermon said that Puff swung on him and invited him, and he invited Puff to go around the corner. But a lot of people, Kirk Burroughs told the story, and I told him, like, because we knew that had happened back in the day, that Puff was putting his hands on Misa. You know what I'm saying? I used to bodyguard Misa, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I used to bodyguard Misa. You know, after I started working for Puff and everything like that, I started working. Misa wanted to still be out. Misa still wanted to go to places. Misa still wanted to be out and about. So she said, Gene, would you look out for me? I said, Misa, you can't afford me. She said, Gene, it's only going to be for a couple of hours when I go out and stuff like that. I know he's not going to do nothing if he see me with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Dang.
So I said, all right, cool. All right, Misa. All right. So if I come out for a couple of hours and stuff like that, every time I come out, Misa, it'll be $200, $250 for a couple of hours just for you, Misa. So it was known that Puff had a hand problem, especially when it came to women that he dated. And
Gene,
it was surprisingly that he swung, and like Eric Sermon said, on him. You understand? And then went to listen to some music. That shit was crazy to me. So
I told
my whole thing about it is that the Eric Sermon shit, and then he went to listen to Juicy after Nick swung on him. That's some industry shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy industry shit. The whole thing about when he's talking about the Misa part being in his car and everything like that, and that was the part whereas that Puff was putting his hands on Misa, and he should have whooped his ass right then and there, you know, no matter if Misa was just in his car chilling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She chilling with me. I'm responsible for that. I'm going to be responsible for her. Do it some other time. I don't care if it's your girl or not. If she in my car right now, you understand, and she chilling with me, and she a friend, you ain't going to put your hands on her and beat her like Puff was doing her. Nah, not at all. And I think that, you know, he should have took responsibility for that more so than he took responsibility of hearing a Biggie tape or Biggie music. You understand?
Like, speaking of Misa, how you heard about the comments she made about you today?
Bruh, I saw that today. Somebody sent me that shit today, man. And my whole thing about it is, Misa, how am I harassing you? I've never harassed you. I've always been a protector of you so far until now. You understand? For you to go and try to snake that whole situation and saying, I'm the reason why you being harassed. No, your ex is the reason why you being harassed. You understand? Your ex is the reason why your son is the way he is. You understand? You know what I'm saying? This is what happened, and I'm going to let you know. Another YouTuber one or two came out and said that Justin is Wolf's father. I mean, Wolf is Justin's father. Another YouTuber came out and said that Wolf is Justin's father. Wolf is a former bodyguard of Bad Boy that was murdered by an associate with BMF.
Okay.
So now, I never said nothing, yay, nay, or whatever. Me and Puff is beefing. You understand? I'm not gonna come out and play Super Saver or anything. You understand? Wow. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I might allude to, maybe he is, maybe he ain't. He shoot motherfuckers in the studio. Wolf was that type of dude. So I didn't say nothing.
And what make it so bad?
But I know the difference. I know that he wasn't, because they had a blood test. They had
I know one thing. He sure enough looked like Wolf. Hairline and everything looked just like Wolf. He looked more like Wolf than what he does Puffy. Believe that. Believe it.
They did that with that paternity test and shit like that to prove that Justin was his son. Puff was mad the whole 9 yards because he had to pay Misa a large amount of child support, which he was starving her at first.
Wait a minute. So you skipping. Gene be skipping all over the juicy stuff. So they had a test done, and did it say you are the father, or did it say you are not the father? He's skipping that part by accident.
Because he had to pay Misa a large amount of child support, which he was starving her at first. He wasn't doing nothing for his son. That's why Suge Knight took that picture of Misa and Justin when he was hugging Misa, saying what the East Coast won't take care of, the West Coast will. You understand? I told everybody about that whole picture, and then everybody said I was lying and shit, and then somebody released Suge in the same clothes that he took that picture in, playing with Justin on the floor.
Damn.
You understand? So now, Misa is mad at me and upset with me because I didn't clarify that. You understand? It wasn't for me to clarify, Misa. I ain't harassed you not one time. I ain't harassed you when you owe me $750. I let it go.
Dang, son.
You've been having the money allegedly to pay me. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with MCM. You could have sent me a bag. You could have did anything to make it good. But you just said, F it.
Ooh.
Now you being harassed by Gene Deal. Gene Deal ain't never harassed you, Misa. I used to save you because you was so afraid that when you was out here giving it up on both sides of the panties, trying to feed your kids.
Come on now.
That Puff was going to find out.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? About them down south niggas.
Come on
about
now.
them NOLA niggas. Should I go on? Being harassed? Come on, Misa. You could do better than that. You could do better than that, Misa. You know I ain't harassed you.
I can't believe. Dang, young. Gene over this joint whipping. He is ripping a hole up in this girl. I don't even know. I'm trying to still put things together. So apparently, this is Justin's mama. Oh my God. First of all, if you hanging around somebody that's beating you up and you still sleeping with them, come on, girl. Are you serious? Oh my God.
Being harassed? Come on, Misa. You could do better than that. You could do better than that, Misa. You know I ain't harass you. I ain't tell none of your secrets.
Secrets?
I ain't say nothing about you.
Secrets?
But you want to put it out there and play a victim.
Don't tell nobody.
It's Puff's fault all this shit is happening with Justin. It's Puff's fault all this shit is happening with you.
But don't tell nobody. Dang,
you remember Misa?
He pissed off, baby. He pissed off.
When he was mad? over them NOLA niggas. Y'all know who them NOLA niggas is, them New Orleans niggas.
Yeah,
I'm going to leave it at that.
Lil
Because I ain't
Wayne
going
and
to
the
put that
crew.
man business out like that.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, baby. Mm-mm-mm.
Damn, this circle never go. When is the circle going to stop? Oh, that's over. When is the circle going to stop, Bo? Oh my God, man. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, y'all get in touch with Gene Deal. Gene, I'm going to let you know, I got 3 cameras. I got 2 drones. I got the train tracks for the filming. I got a boom stand. I got the mic, that long mic that you hold with an $800 mic on it. I got some equipment, baby. I ain't here for no stunting, just to say a little something. We can do our own documentary and put it on your channel on YouTube. F them Bammers. Guarantee you that people come peeping around the corner looking what Gene got to say. He was there. He was there, bruh. He was there. I was there. Well, only on one and a half shows. I spoke to Heavy D before, man, right outside the club. What's up, man? I said, man, dude, you the man. I am a big fan of your music. Well, thank you, bruh. Appreciate. That was it. I ain't had no, hey, I definitely ain't had no moves. Heavy D can move. He was a dancer too. Oh my God, young, I cannot believe this. I tell my little story. I was doing shows and sound and stuff down at Howard University. I'm a certified sound technician, Gene. Let's get something done, baby. Let's do something. Let's sit down and talk. I guarantee you, if Gene was to put out his own documentary, I guarantee you that joint would get over like 2 or 3 million views. It'll go viral on YouTube. It will go viral. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.